Alright, real quick before the start of the video, I do just want to give a big thanks to Bandit Trinity for working on the new intro you guys are all about to see at the beginning of this video. He did a really great job, so I do want you guys to go and make sure you guys follow him on Twitter and show him some support because the guy is mad awesome. Also, if you guys could go sub to the Black Clover to Everybody podcast, because that is a huge reason why I'm doing this video in the first place. Make sure you go sub to my boy Josuke's channel as well. Without further ado, for the first time, play the intro. All right, so you so you've seen the thumbnail, you're reading the title correctly. I'm only laughing because it is really funny to me that I'm even doing this video right now. So so if you don't know, the other day on the Black Clover vs. Everybody podcast, I did say if that stream got 100 likes that I would make this video.
I was thinking.
If this stream get likes, I'll make the theory video. Morris is Asta's dad.
Thank God. Thank God. No.
Now, granted, despite me having blanked out when I said it, and then I reaffirmed what I said on Twitter, even though people are kind of taking what I said out of context, I'm a good sport, so I'm gonna do the video anyway, just because there actually is a little bit something here to talk about, and then it actually does give me a reason to talk about a theory that I had about Asta, a super long time ago. But for my anime onlys, I apologize, there is slight spoilery stuff in here, so you guys will not be able to enjoy this video as much as my manga readers, so you guys might as well just click off now. But for my manga readers, you guys better buckle up, because this theory is definitely out there. Now, hear me out. Hear me out, dude. So a long time ago, before I even got into making YouTube videos and stuff, when I was like more of a casual Black Clover watcher, I had this theory that Asta and were both, like, I had the theory they were actually related, like they were actually like twins, not like identical twins, but I want to say it's called fraternal twins. Don't quote me. I'm not a scholar. I'm not like Morris. Like I didn't have an amazing college education like Morris. Morris, he was Ivy League at whatever the most prestigious Diamond Kingdom college or university was. That was my theory for them, that they were fraternal twins, and with that, it wasn't like they just necessarily had the same parent, but it was more along the lines of like was the ideal, but the ideal child, and that Asta was some type of like failed clone. This is where we started to get a little bit crazy here. That was my theory a long time ago. One of the things that I kind of had going for me with this theory to myself was that is really tall, or not really tall, but much taller than like Asta. He's skilled with magic, he's very talented, just naturally gifted, while Asta, he's short, he's more muscular, he has no mana at all. And these theories were well before the like post time skip where we got both of their backstories. They were actually like like I said, before I started even doing YouTube. So like these theories are really old, but despite there not being literally any weight in that theory at all, it does kind of connect a little bit, or at least some elements of this can be applied to Morris. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are asking, like, well, where's the Morris part at? Well, like, how does this connect to Morris? And as we know, like I said before, Morris, he's a scholar. Morris, Morris, he's a smart guy. Obviously, Morris knows his stuff. I gotta get the glasses. I gotta really represent what I'm talking about here. Morris is a scientific guy.
I went to college.
So with that being said, Morris has obviously done tons of different experiments and tons of different things along those lines regarding experimenting on children, such as how he did with Ladros, Fauna, Mars, and who knows how many other countless Diamond children he subjected to his experiments. At least the ones that succeeded. Now, my theory for this is that Lasita, Asta's mom, I want to say she didn't always have the condition that she had in terms of she drains mana and life force, and I don't think that it's a curse, because I know some people say that she's cursed, similar to Henry, but I don't think she's cursed, because I feel like she would have brought it up. I think that this is literally just a condition or a side effect of something, like it wasn't always like this. For my theory, I believe that Lasita only had one of these ailments, and that would just be to kind of drain mana from people around her, like something similar along those lines. And I want to say that she also was not able to conceive a child just because, you know, mana being really, you know, important in Black Clover, being a building block of, you know, kind of how life is set up in Black Clover. She just wasn't able to conceive a child for this reason. So Morris, being the really sciencey guy, she was seeking out someone who would help her have a child, or, you know, give her the, you know, ability to have a child. And Morris is who she stumbled upon. Now Morris, we know he it doesn't appear that Morris has always been stuck in the Diamond Kingdom. It's one of those things where I feel like Morris is kind of a traveler. Granted, he only recently got exiled, but I feel, you know, Morris is definitely a guy who gets around. I feel like he'd be no stranger to traveling or experimenting on people that he finds just like out. So it could stand possible. It could stand possibly that he could have been in the Clover Kingdom, and or somewhere along the border, and ran into Lasita, because as we know, she is not living, or she probably hasn't lived with other people in like forever. So what Morris could have done is he could have taken his own essence, modified it, and inseminated Lasita, you know, slightly changing it to try to make it work, try to make it to be able for her to possibly conceive a child. And since Morris is a real sciencey guy, he probably doesn't really care about his child or, you know, offspring all like that directly. He's all for the experiment. So he just wants to see if this will work. So he could have did that to have Lasita produce a child, but through the process in the experiment, it created the side effect of her draining life force. To which obviously he, you know, would not be able to survive being around her, so he had to leave too, in addition to leaving Asta's mom alone. So, you know, she's, you know, carrying the whole child for 9 months, whatever, born. She obviously can't take care of it because now she's draining life force. She doesn't want to kill the child, thus making her leave it at the church. Now, obviously, the theory sounds mad crazy, because it kind of is. But there are, you know, some things that could work here. With Morris being the sciencey guy is, I don't think it's too crazy to say that he could, you know, plant a child inside of a woman's womb or something. I don't think that that's like too far out there. And it's also not too crazy to assume that Lasita didn't always have the extra, you know, curse or effect of, you know, draining people's life force away. I think that could have been a side effect of something that she had undergone sometime in her life. Just because I don't feel like it's a curse, because she never really said it was a curse. Now, some people could be asking, I mean, we know why Morris would agree to doing this, because he's a scientist and he wants to try something crazy. You know, scientists always like to, you know, push the boundaries. Well, not all scientists, but a scholarly fellow like Morris, as we've seen how he does things, he likes to push the envelope. So he would definitely be down to this. But why would Asta's mom, Lasita, possibly, you know, agree to something like this, despite knowing the risks, the dangers, or the shady person? And the answer is really simple, is that she really wants a kid. Like, as we've seen, you know, through the Libby's flashback, she was willing to make a devil her own son, just because of how bad she wanted a child. Now, granted, that could be because she had to give up her you know, her previous child, Asta, because she just literally could not take care of him, or it could be that she's always wanted a kid and, you know, has just been turned down at every point she wanted, because, you know, she wasn't able to have one. You know, this failed, you know, experiment, it didn't work out, and, you know, Libby, you know, third time is the charm, so she was going for it in that route. So people could say that it seems really risky, or that she might not want to go this route, but honestly, I don't think it sounds too out of character for what we know of her, at least, because it seems like she wants to be a parent or a mother no matter what. So the bottom line for the theory is basically that Asta is a failed, you know, created child of Morris and Lasita. Basically, Asta not having magic is a direct result of Morris's failed experiment with Lasita's body that was already kind of draining magic, and in the process, not only did Asta not have magic, but it worsened Lasita's ability to drain people's magic, and even gave an additional side effect of her draining life force, thus making it to where she had to leave him at the church. And again, like I was saying, this is all extremely possible considering Morris has transplant abilities, or the ability to transplant things. I don't want to call it transplant magic because we don't know yet. But since he has that going for him, that is the basis of this theory.
Really makes you think.
Obviously, I'm pretty sure lots of people do not agree with this theory, but I would like to know people's opinions on this theory, on Morris being a potential surrogate father for Asta. I'm definitely curious to know what people think of what I have come up with. Because you know Morris is on the up and up, so if we give him a connection to Asta, that would actually that would boost his character. That actually would boost his character a lot. So I hope you guys had fun with this video. I know I did. So make sure you guys leave a like and make sure you guys subscribe. Everybody who's asking for this video, I hope you guys are watching it because y'all wanted this. So I better see like I better see a lot of likes on this video or dislikes or something. There better be some type of engagement on here because y'all asked for it. But outside of that, I do hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will catch you guys in my next video.